CSX train from Bondi State to State Line. It got held up in Thomasville. It was going to be there for a while, so we decided to come north and just drive through Albany, come up to Cordele, and we enjoyed the back roads and seeing the countryside. Trains going over the interlock is always noisy, but there's a CSX train that had to wait until this Norfolk Southern came south, and so the northbound CSX is actually waiting just the other side of the railway platform. CSX off to a slow start with 3 engines. Always love to hear the rumble and the roar. Most people don't understand how complex those locomotives are, and what kind of marvel of engineering they really are. They're fascinating things. Each one of those engines are about 4,400 horsepower. So in the front you have 13,200 horsepower. This train does have a DPU, and so you have to add another 4,400 on there. So you got a neighborhood of about 17,600 horsepower to pull this train. And I don't know what the tonnage is, nor the length, but that's awesome. And I know somebody's going to say, well, not all three engines were 4,400 horsepower, and that's okay. It was just a straight shot, even math, because there are varying horsepowers on some of those engines, especially when they put second and third engines on. Sometimes you'll have lower horsepower. Sometimes you'll have one that's 4,000 instead of 4,400. So just a ballpark figure. Either way, it's still awesome. Hey, but thanks for checking on me. I know everybody doesn't agree with the graffiti that you see on these cars, these artworks that people do. Yes, it's defacing railroad property, but my thing is, if these guys that are doing these drawings, and there may be some gals too, if they can find a medium to do this kind of artwork on, they can probably make a good living at it. And I often have to say too, spray paint is not cheap. And when you see some of these auto haulers and the whole side of the cars have been painted, it's like, hell, they gotta have a ladder and they gotta have a pocket full of money. It's incredible how much I buy paint working on lawnmowers, and spray paint is not cheap. Of course, I don't do any art on the side of lawnmowers either. It's almost 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's still the daylight savings time. It does make it hard shooting in the westerly direction, because the sun is already down enough that it really is so bright. It's very bright backlight. So anyway, still trains though. noticed, there was a lot of single horn blasts back there at the beginning. There were actually some rail fans that were here at the platform, and they had moved westerly to a westerly direction, and there is about 3 or 4 crossings as you go that way. We've shot some videos over where there's a big farm center, and it's really a good stretch of track. It's you can see a curve and the straightaway as it comes through that area, and it's a really neat place. But the rail fans were there when he was coming through there, and he gave it a special toot, as we call it. We like to get the toot, or we like to get the wave. We don't care. We like when he gets both. Like a double blessing there. Get a hand wave from the engineer and a horn blast, and you've made our day. Sometime in our everyday lives, traveling back and forth to work and to the stores and things, we walk in a store, we pick up items that we want to purchase, and we take them and carry them out and bring them home. And so many times we don't really understand the infrastructure of how goods and services get to locations. And I can never get tired of thinking, I guess, of the fact that how many cargo containers are on these trains, and most of those had to come from a ship overseas, had to be unloaded, sorted, and then placed on trains, all in the service of bringing us things that we want to buy to stores. It's a very complex system of shipping things and keeping track of where everything's at. So the container boxes, while that's not my favorite car, it is very interesting to see that every one of these would be pulled away from the port to the destination by a semi-truck, where the train can carry this many containers on the same tank of gas. So awesome to think about. Sometimes more than just the mechanical stuff and the logistics part, but actually hauling goods and services. as always, we thank you for watching and hope you'll like and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. It's good entertainment. You don't have to worry about who watches it. And we always do. We do appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot. And we try to be ourselves. And I didn't want to erase that conversation because it was a little more colorful. I had to go through and make sure that we didn't damage our reputations any while out here on the railroad track. So anyway, keep tuning in, keep listening, and we'll try to keep on catching these trains as they come by. See you next time.